So, good morning. Go ahead and get started. So, we'll start by bringing our attention into the body, making sure that we settle the body in a stable, comfortable, upright position that's serviceable for meditation. And scan through the physical body and look for any places of tension. Relax, allowing the body to settle into this posture in a relaxed, comfortable way, but at the same time, not slouching or leaning, not using the backrest, trying to hold the back under its own power. And then just start to move your attention away from the room, the outside world, and thoughts about the past or future. Start to use the physical sensation of the air as it passes into and back out of the tip of the nostrils as a way of anchoring your attention, coming back to that sensation as quickly as you can when anything other than that sensation arises in the mind. The first part of Venerable's homework, which we're using on Fridays, was to think about our motivation, our motivation generally for spiritual practice. So we may find often that all we can think about is just wanting to be free of suffering ourselves. But we have an opportunity whenever that thought arises to use that as an entryway into understanding that all sentient beings deeply wish to be free of suffering and to only have happiness. And just like myself, all sentient beings meet with obstacles and frustrations. So take a moment to allow that truth to open your heart, seeing that we're all facing the same conditions. And on the basis of that, my efforts will also be for the benefit of others. Been inexpressibly kind to me in this and past lives. Then the contemplation for today is on the 10 endowments, the 10 richnesses. And in a way, these are just focusing more on what it means to possess, to be actually able to utilize the freedoms that we contemplated last week. So when we contemplate the freedoms, we focus or shift more in terms of thinking about what would it be like to have those disadvantages and to generate a sense of not wanting to create the causes for those disadvantages to arise. When we contemplate the endowments, we focus more on, given that I have those freedoms, which implies that I possess the opposite, what are the benefits? What does that permit me to be able to do? So, really, the freedoms and the endowments are two sides of the same coin, just shifting our focus. So, some of these will be a little abbreviated for time, but the first of the 10 endowments is that we were born human in this life. So, this is the positive side of the freedom from the other realms of existence. And the second is living in a region where the teachings are accessible. There are fully ordained monks and nuns in our area. Buddhism is a living tradition. And there are no structural impediments to participating. It's not outlawed. And there are no major wars or social upheavals that might prevent our accessing the material. And then the third is having a body and mind that's not only human, but that works well enough to contemplate, to study, to meditate. So we'll pause after these first three and just try to analyze that it's true that my life has these three characteristics. Really explore what that is allowing you to do, how that is allowing you to grow and develop your mind and your potential. Just make your own examples. The next endowment is not having created any of the five heinous actions, which include to kill one's father, to kill one's mother, to kill an arhat, to create a schism in the Sangha, or to draw the blood of a Buddha. The next is having a genuine interest in spirituality, a genuine desire to focus on internal growth and development rather than just external improvement. And then the sixth is that we live at a time and place where the Buddha has come, but not only that a Buddha has appeared, but that a Buddha has taught. And then the eighth is not only that a Buddha has come and a Buddha has taught, but that those teachings still remain in the world. They're still a living, vibrant tradition. So here again, we can pause and think about the value of these qualities, that we ourselves feel some real interest in pursuing a spiritual path, and that externally everything that we need is also present. The teachings have been transmitted by a Buddha that has appeared, and right now, that knowledge, that wisdom is fully present in the world, still fully understood. So, again, think about in your own life what these truths have meant and do mean for your spiritual growth. The ninth endowment is that we live at a time and place when there are vibrant, existent Sangha communities, putting the teachings into practice, getting the realizations, showing us the example of how to live in vows, providing initiations, empowerments, ordinations, transmitting the lay vows, the bodhisattva vows, Vajrayana vows. And then the 10th is that we live in a time and place when there are supportive conditions for practicing. So we live in a time and place where centers and monasteries make the teachings available to all, regardless of one's ability to pay. There can be opportunities to be sponsored for retreats, and we live in a time when there's so many great masters also providing guidance and care. Having reflected in these ways, try to again pause and think that these 10 qualities I myself possess in this moment, which means that I have the kind of life that is the most well suited for developing my potential, fully awakening to my highest potential. So think that every moment of this life is more precious than skies of wish granting jewels. With this body and mind, I can fully accomplish my own highest purpose and lead all sentient beings to accomplishing their own highest purpose. Once you can stabilize that insight, then just hold your mind there single pointedly, analyzing if you lose that sense until you regain it, and then again holding your mind single pointedly in that insight. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And then we'll dedicate. So recollect your virtuous motivation and the energy that you put into trying to understand the freedoms and the endowments of your life, so that you can use this life to understand how to extract the real essence of this life. I think that the reason that we want to do that is to be able to benefit all sentient beings without exception, for that insight to serve as the basis of our spiritual life, so that we quickly accomplish the enlightened state, to be able to work perfectly for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. And think by familiarizing our mind with this virtuous object, may that also serve as the cause and the condition to eliminate all the obstacles to the Guru's long life, the long life of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and thinking, may Geshe Cherub have his illness be completely eliminated, dispelled immediately, and all of those teachers and masters around the world, may any obstacles to the Guru's long life be completely lifted. Thank you.